All right, here is another rant that I was going to turn into a blog, but it's a very dense subject, and I don't really want to get into it writing because it'll suck up a lot of my time, which I really don't feel like giving any more time to the subject. And of course, I'm talking about the TSA body scanners. Yay! I don't agree with the TSA. I'll make that clear. I don't agree with what they're doing. I think there is more that their system could be doing for the public, for their own safety, for the safety of everyone, and that is to actually train their employees to give a shit about their job. And I think that's a problem that a lot of Americans have. They really don't care too much about work ethic, and I've worked with a lot of Americans. I happen to be American. Anyways, so I think that if they actually did what other airports in other countries, which I won't name because I don't want to get into it, they actually look people in the eye. It's really strange. And apparently they look them in the eye and engage them in a conversation to see if they act suspicious. And then they pay attention to clues that they're trained to look for. I don't know why we can't do this because we have lots and lots of airports. Lots of airports. And they're international. See, that's the thing. It's a port of entry into our country, so it's something that they really have to pay attention to. But as far as what they're doing, there's something that you have to understand about government policy and government agencies that make decisions. Once they make a decision, they stick with it. It's a runaway train. They don't have things such as fallback plans or reconsiderations or improvements or revisions or anything like that. Government agencies don't seem to operate that way. And while it would be great if they did run their business or their agencies like a business, that would be wonderful, but they just don't. And once you understand that and accept it, you will feel a lot less outrageous towards the things that they do. And it's just how they operate. I don't agree with it. I'm not saying that we can't change. We can't change the way our government operates, but that's how it operates now. That's how it's been operating since I've been on this planet. And I really don't foresee anything changing anytime soon. So take a breath. Realize that people who work in the government aren't superheroes and they're not very bright. They went to public college or public school. They might have gone to college. Usually, they probably didn't study too hard. They're kind of just your average Joe, which is why a lot of them get elected. It's weird. I don't understand that. Anyway, so accept that the government is a runaway train and let it go. And then understand that when you go into public, there are weird people there. And it's not usually not people who work for the government. Weird people are looking at you and thinking weird, disgusting, sometimes murderous thoughts, depending on what kind of crowd you run with. Once you go into public, anybody can think anything they want. And people will stare at your body and make judgments anyway. And I really don't see how walking through a full body scanner is going to change all that much. Is going to change that. You're still going to be violated in that respect anyway when you walk out into public. So personally, I'm not going to walk through a body scanner because I have a thing about radiation. I think it's kind of, I don't know, scary. Like, I have cancer in my family, and I really just don't want to rush things along as far as the cancer thing goes. So anyway, I would personally opt out. But am I going to throw a hissy fit because they want to frisk me? No. I've been frisked going into nightclubs, and I have no problem with it. I just don't. And I don't wear skimpy clothes to the airport, so I imagine I might be a little more comfortable getting, patted down at an airport than, say, a nightclub where I'm wearing a mini skirt and a tube top. It's It's kind of weird how all of a sudden it's at an airport and people are shocked that it's happening. It's a port of entry. Yes, the government's stupid. No, it's not going to change. If you want to change the way things happen, you should really speak up to your congressman and your senator. Write them, because they're the ones that can really actually make something happen. You have a voice, but this whole media debacle, this circus that is created around you, it's not really all that effective. It's just a mouthpiece. It's not going to go anywhere. So you can either try to change it by talking to the people who make decisions, or you can, bitch and moan, which isn't going to get anything done, or you can just kind of accept it because it's not going anywhere. But that's my take on it. I know I'm not always the most popular opinionator out there, so if you want to give some feedback, I'm open to it. And hey, fly safe. Happy holidays.